It's John and Rachel, and we have not been in this studio with John and Rachel, and I don't know how long, because I had the lovely Alyssa with me, because John had to go officiate a wedding, and then we did the amazing parade, which, let me tell you, was amazing, but it was so cold that we're still, it sounds hokey to say, we haven't been warm yet. I'm being dead serious. I know it's been cold since last Saturday, but we cannot warm up. But it was awesome to be able to look around and see people still coming and dealing with the weather and hanging out with the pirate parrot and doing all the things and seeing Santa inside.
And the cool thing is that Michaela, who helps us produce the parade and the podcast, she was alliterating the same thing. And Johnny, who's also behind the scenes,
he didn't come.
He's like, I watched it on TV, silly fool.
He's like, silly.
Right.
I'm from Texas.
But you can watch it. It's on our YouTube channel. But keep in mind, you will be bored and maybe tired of your relatives on December 26th, 27th. And so you'll want something to do. And you should probably watch the Not Your Average Holiday Parade, your Jagoff Parade from the block at Northway. It's very entertaining.
And if you need a reminder who we are, we have coined the term Jagoff as a term of endearment, and quite proudly, because we finally got our proof after 2 years. It is copywritten Ya Jagoff. So we're pretty stoked because I'm the ya.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
So you know that
it's a real thing.
That leaves me.
Yeah, right? Exactly. In the meantime, we hope that you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We hope that you are listening. We hope that you come here to 5 Foster Plaza every Friday, 5 to 6 o'clock, because this is where it all happens. And in the meantime, it is our due diligence that even though we are good Jags, that we have to point out those who do stupid things. Because let's face it, Pittsburghers do some stupid things, especially when it comes to driving.
And, you know, sometimes there are inanimate objects that are that are Jagoffs. And this one is like my huge pet peeve. It's 22 degrees out as we're recording this.
Okay.
And you go to the gas pump and you do the self-serve thing wherever it is. And you have to go through a battery of questions while you're standing in the cold.
You want a car wash? No, it's 40 below. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So you're in the cold and you're like, okay, do I have this? I have an account number. I have this and this. No. And the most ridiculous one is, do you want a car wash?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's nuts. Do we not?
I do this all the time.
All of the gas pumps can show you Jimmy Fallon as you're watching, you know, but they can't figure out
Maria
that it's 22
Menendez.
degrees.
Right. I know.
Right.
The one by me is always that.
Tired
but
let me tell you
what's really funny. John only goes for real, like when he needs gas. Like if he just needs a little bit to get us from like point A to point B, he'll go wherever. But where do you go religiously? You love it.
Yeah, Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
Yeah, I do make the trek
He loves
to Sam's Club.
And he doesn't even go in to grab a few things. He's not a Pittsburgher in that way. You literally just go get your gas. That's
because they have this scan and pump thing. You put your phone on the QR code and you're done. So appreciate that. I know it's not really shop local, but there are locals who work inside the Sam's Club, so I cheat on that.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. Anywho, so after that, we need to talk about what did John write about? Well, every year for the last 7 years, am I right? We have released this is how we know how long we've partnered, because we literally sat in a cold, I don't know, someplace in
garage.
Was it a garage?
Yes, it was a garage
in Lawrenceville, and assembled you and cousin Lisa assembled the parking chair
with
ornament.
Dave Calfo.
God love him.
Who did a 3D print of the very first Jagoff Christmas ornament, which is a parking chair. Every year since then, as you said, 7 years, it's a unique parking chair created by someone. This year and last year, it's been Mary Mack from Mary Mack Bakehouse and her daughter, Anna.
Yeah.
They hand create these things, and then they put them in a little package, and every year has a story behind that chair.
Right. What was your least favorite? I'll tell you mine.
Least favorite was the year that somehow we had them all 3D printed, supposedly in Youngstown, and it ended up being printed in Denmark or Switzerland, and they all came in late, and we had your family in your living room
on my living room floor.
Them.
It was not the Adirondack chair. Yes, it was the beach chair.
It was the beach chair.
And I hate it. It's ugly. Even when I put it up.
Yeah.
My kids remind me.
We remember the horror of trying to put them all together.
But they remind me, it was just a horrible time. So those are the two main things that we wrote about this week. And obviously make sure every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're checking out our blog post, because we do call out Jags. We have no problem doing so. And as we said at the beginning, make sure during the holidays that you are checking out the Not Your Average Holiday Parade. You can literally go to Facebook and YouTube and see all the amazing people who were on it. How about tonight's show, talking about amazing people?
Tonight's show, amazing people. James Quinn, who is a local actor, has proven the point that you can live in Pittsburgh and make a living as an actor.
You know, when we had him on, it's been years.
Yes.
And when we had him on before, I remember being like, you could just tell it was a vibe. It was a feeling like he knows what's up. He does these things. Like he had some under his belt. And it has been really cool to see over the last couple of years how much he's grown and how much he's done in Pittsburgh, especially because look at how much Pittsburgh facilitates when it comes to the movies.
The bad news is that the last time we had him on, we had a chocolate charcuterie tray made for
in
us
a swing, right?
And a swing. And we did the podcast. That's back when we were on site. And tonight we have bottled water and
fruit.
Doritos.
It's a fruit and a table, but there's a real good reason on why that table's there. If you're looking at this setup and you are wondering why there are some great turquoise tablecloths on top of a plastic table, well, it is because Rachel has become best friends with the Aviary. Is that not a fair statement that me and Cathy are
you got
such
pooped
good
on
friends?
And fell as a young student.
Oh my gosh!
And now they've done outreach in the fact that here you are bonding with bonding with the birds
with no poop. Yeah, except when I took the picture earlier with the special guest, wink, wink. Michaela said I did give it a sort of odd look because I am still afraid. I'm afraid. What is it? Not arachnophobic. That's spiders. Orna, right? Ornophobic.
Ornithophobic.
I don't know. You made it sound good.
We're going to find out from Cathy.
But the really cool part is that we had some big news. John is living in Brighton Heights. I am from Brighton Heights. We frequent California coffee, as you know, and we love it. And who do we see there regularly?
Clinton Clay.
That's not what he sounds like. That doesn't sound like.
He sounds 20 times better than that.
So much maybe better 200. Than that. And we get so excited when we see him because it has talk about watching the journey. He has gone from this really good musician to this ridiculously good musician who all of Pittsburgh is proud of, not just us anymore. He is so well known with the Common Heart, and there's some specialty things coming up really soon, so he's coming on to sing with us.
I can remember the Common Heart at the McKees Rocks Community Days or something. They're a huge band. We're like, wait, who is this? Super cool.
Not now.
So celebrating
we claim
big
it.
milestone.
Pittsburgh
so
claims them.
Once again, this is your Jagoff Late Night. If you're listening to us on the radio right now, then you know we've been on the radio for the last 3 hours. We invite you to listen every Friday when there's not basketball or football, starting at 6 o'clock on KDKA Radio.
But John, now we're encouraging you to get your art on, you Jagoff, because here is a special segment from our friends at the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council. It's John and Rachel, and we are telling you, Pittsburgh, get your art on, you Jagoff. We even got hats for it.
Yeah, check it out.
I said beret.
Still searching for the perfect holiday gift for your loved ones? Visit the Associated Artists of Pittsburgh's free winter anniversary exhibition, 114 by 114. To celebrate the Lawrenceville nonprofit's 114th year, over 250 works of art have been priced at $114 a piece. It's the cheapest price you'll ever see from some of these amazing local artists. Visit the exhibition in person through December 23rd. Like art that also educates? Zoe Schneider's must-see exhibition, The Whale, on view at Bunker Projects in Bloomfield, exposes our cultural biases and allows the viewer to glimpse the feelings of fat people. Seriously, this one will blow your mind. Catch it through December 20th. Want to hear a secret? Some of Pittsburgh's most exciting works of art can be found in small galleries only available by appointment. One of our favorite newest hidden secrets is Romance, an intimate art gallery in the city's Shadyside neighborhood. Before December 28th, make an appointment to view Heaven Potato, Japanese artist Amelia Wang's first solo show in the U.S. And if you missed out on Light Up Night, there's still time to see a brilliant light show in downtown Pittsburgh. Stop down soon to view The Three Sisters, a beautiful light show by the Pittsburgh artists behind the Black LGBTQ nonprofit Rainbow Serpent. It's on display on all three of the three iconic Yellow Sister bridges between downtown and the north side through the end of December. Check out the Art Council's full list of events every week on their arts blog at pittsburghartscouncil.org.
Welcome to Fernandez. Can I take your orders?
You need a tablet?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich to the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from People's Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
It's Rachel and John. It's late night, and if you're listening to us on the radio or you're catching the audio on the podcast feed, for gosh sakes, make sure you go look at the pictures or go watch it on YouTube because we have a very, very visual guest here. Cathy Schlott from the National Aviary right here in Pittsburgh has been such a friend you do outreach as your job, kind of teaching people about the aviary and it's in the birds there and such, but you are really kind of focused on Rachel Rennenbeck and building a relationship there with Rachel in the aviary. So that's kind of cool that you're a regular now.
Yeah, I love it. I have so much fun. This is such a treat for me to come on. So I get really excited when you guys invite us on.
It's kind of like when you're in an elevator and you say, don't rock the elevator. And then someone just starts jumping. You're like, that's what Rachel's face gets like when we start to get around a bird. So
penguins don't bother me.
Is that right?
Well, they're pretty adorable. So most people who are afraid of birds still love penguins.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's very
Cathy,
common.
you're becoming a regular. We joke all the time about how Rachel's always like, we'll have you on quarterly, but literally you are a staple because we love the manner in which you operate with all of your animals. Like you have such a knack for it, and you really do calm the people as well. So for people who haven't listened in, tell us how you kind of got your start doing this.
I wanted to work in a zoo, so I went to school for biology, and then I started doing different internships. And during my internships, I spent a lot of time around birds, doing wildlife rehabilitation work, or zoological work, conservation work, and my love of birds just kept growing and growing. And now I work at the National Aviary.
Yeah, and you truly love it. Like every day you can tell this is just something that you look forward to, right?
I mean, getting people to understand how amazing birds are and making that connection, it's indescribable. It's such a great job and great thing that I can do.
And Cathy, for anybody that's new to the audience here, the aviary is not just the aviary. It is the national treasure, right?
It's like a carrot. Yeah.
It is the National Aviary. Yep. We are the nation's aviary, and we are right here in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really cool that Pittsburgh has. Like, we have so many great cultural attractions, but to have the nation's aviary is amazing.
It's a big deal. And as we know, Pittsburgh loves to get behind big things whenever it's something that we are known for. So tell us a little bit about this person. Well, not person at all. Ella is that I feel like when I say her name, does she look at me?
I think she's just looking around, checking
she's getting her
bearings.
bearings.
Yeah, she likes to go out and check people out. But her name is Ella, and she is an African penguin. Okay. And not a lot of people know that penguins are found in Africa, but they are found in South Africa. There are actually, out of half of penguin species are found in warm weather climates.
Crazy.
And they're all found around the equator or south of it.
So those listening, how tall is Ella, who is chewing on the microphone cord?
We need like a card.
Awesome.
Yeah. Weighing in at.
How tall is Ella, and how much does Ella weigh approximately?
Ooh, she weighs around 8 pounds, but I'm really bad on heights.
So I'd say about 12, 14 inches.
Yeah,
okay.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. So what is it about penguins that is so unique?
Penguins are amazing creatures. They spend their time on the land and at sea. They're big fishers, so they spend a lot of time out in the waters looking for fish. But they have a lot of really cool adaptations. Like this bird, is able to live on the beaches of South Africa, yet be able to swim in really cold waters to find their food. They are waterproof. What they do is they have really small feathers. Most birds have around 14 feathers per square inch of their body, but a penguin has around 80 to 90.
Oh, wow.
So those, it looks like fur, but those are in fact just really small, tight feathers that help keep them warm. They have an oil gland on the base of their tail, and they rub it over them to help keep them nice and waterproof. And they use their little wings to paddle through the water. A lot of people think they use their feet, but really their feet are like rudders on a boat that they use to turn and to swim.
Get out.
And they have a cool nictitating membrane, which is a clear eyelid that goes over their eyes to help keep the salt out of their eyes when they're swimming in the ocean.
I never knew any of this. Like I feel like between you and the zoo, we have seen so many penguins, but I did not realize that they were waterproof. Like, that's interesting.
And one of my favorite things is to watch them eat. So I'm going to give her
go
a
ahead.
fish.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you were ready for that.
Because
do you? Oh my gosh! Look how excited. What kind of fish is that?
Oh, here, let me help you out. Give it to her head first. But there you go. So they can eat very large fish, and that was a small fish for her. They can eat really big fish. They have like little ridges in their mouth that look like they're kind of like conveyor belt, and it works the fish down so they eat them all whole. And as you can see, when she took it tail first, they wanted to swallow it head first, so that way the gills and everything don't come up, and it just slides nicely down. But I just think it's really cool how they eat.
I do too. And so even though we didn't know how tall, I think it's hysterical that you know how many feathers per square foot, but you're like, I'm not sure how tall.
Sizes are not my thing.
I get it, Cathy. I get it. But how often are penguins fed?
So at the National Aviary, they get breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
Treats for doing things like this. They eat a lot of fish.
And treats are fish as well. It's
Treats
not
are
something
fish.
different.
They love different fish.
Okay.
Penguins will eat all different kinds of fish, and some penguins like squid too. Ella's not one of those penguins, so that would not be a treat.
Okay.
That's funny. Now, how can you tell whether they like or don't like something? It's just like we would be reacting to something?
Wing it out.
Yeah.
Yes, they're like patooey. I'm not eating that.
Okay, there you go.
Wow, how about
Yes.
that? Now, Cathy, you're a veteran at the podcast here, so you know that we have a question of the day.
Okay.
And but do you want to do your junk drawer item first, or do you want to do the question of the day?
I'll do my junk drawer item.
All right,
I love
junk
that you know
drawer.
But
I
now
love
that
it.
it's all fishy and
Poor Ella. I was going to
yeah.
say, please don't give me a fish. I love you dearly, but I can't have a fish. What
And
is
we
that?
got a metal straw.
Yes, that is a branded National Aviary metal straw. And the reason why I picked that for my junk drawer item for this is because it ties in with the African penguin.
Yes.
Yes, this African penguin is, I mean, it's incredible. It just hooks me up because I've been working with these birds, and to watch them decline over the years so fast, it's really just horrible. But the National Aviary is working really hard to help save the African penguin.
Right.
Just recently, the penguin was listed from endangered. It was uplisted to critically endangered. There's only around 10,000 pairs of African penguins left in the wild.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes. And that is due to overfishing. So we talked about how all they can eat is fish. Well, we're fishing some of the fish species to extinction. And where the fish are, when people go out and they hunt for fish and they have their boats out, they're right near the edge of land. Well, that's where the penguins are. So the fish are further out. They have to go further out to find their food. And so it's having a big impact on them. They're also struggling with habitat loss. And the reason the straw ties in is we have to keep our oceans clean. And there's so much plastic in the ocean right now. So the animals that call the ocean home have to live with that too. Yeah. But the National Aviary, we are actually the leaders of the Saving Animals from Extinction program for African penguins.
Oh, wow.
Yep. There's so many things that the National Aviary does behind the scenes that people don't know about. And the African penguin is something that's near and dear to our heart. In fact, we just had 2 aviary employees in South Africa, in Namibia. They're putting up nesting boxes and burrows to help the penguins have better nests because of habitat loss. People were going and destroying the nests on the beaches.
Oh my.
Yes. And so this is one of the ways that we can help bring African penguins back. So we're working with people all over the world and out in the field on trying to save this wonderful species.
Kathy, she's amazing.
I mean,
the way that
everybody.
I mean, it tugs at your heart. I get it. And I can see that really is something that you're passionate about. And kudos to the National Aviary, because we have our finger on the pulse of all these kinds of things.
So speaking of passion, our question of the day is, what is your favorite holiday ornament of all time? Like someone gave it to you, you have a family heirloom.
Do you have bird ornaments?
Of course I have
Of
bird
course.
ornaments.
I love that she just gave me the side eye. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I
You're
have.
like, dummy.
No, I have.
Silly Rachel.
My favorite is probably an American kestrel ornament, which is a small type of falcon.
Oh, I knew that. Psych.
I also have flamingos and other things
Of course
too.
you
But
do. You love flamingos, don't
I
you?
do love flamingos.
Yeah.
But the kestrel is because I got it the year I had my first American kestrel as a falconry bird outside of the aviary.
Look at you. Kathy, where can everybody find out more information?
At aviary.org.
Easy enough. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
One more thing before we let Kathy go is that there's a penguin photo op with Santa, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. We have Season's Greetings Saturdays every Saturday up until Christmas, and you can get a photo with an African penguin and Santa. There's crafts. There's so much to do, story time. Yes, you got to come back to
Are you taking Valentina?
I'm not sure. She didn't dig the last time with the birds flying over.
I'll go with her. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to bring her. There's so many things to do. There's brunches if you don't want to get your photo taken with Santa.
Sure.
There's winter camps for kids. We have so many things happening at the aviary this holiday season.
It's Cathy Schlott. The National Aviary is right here in Pittsburgh. What's the website again?
Aviary.org.
Thank you so much for joining us. And Ella, thank you too.
Thank you, Ella. No fish for me. Next up, we are talking to James Quinn. Stay with us on your Jagoff Late Night.
And this has great history. So the grandfather that opened this store was a member at our church, and then his daughter owned it, and I went to school with her, and now the grandson owns it. And it's really nice. And he also teaches you how to make wine and beer. Definitely beer, but I don't know if he does wine too.
In the flower shop?
Yeah, he has all the things you can buy.
Ah, so it's a flower shop, but it's more than a flower shop. Such a nice stroll down here, isn't it? And this is only one little section of it.
One part. Yes, just one part. One of my favorite stores right here.
Ah, yes. Yes. You gonna do a little wave as we go by, okay, fellas?
I'm on a first name basis.
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that can provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
John and Rachel, and That Where Ya At was from Oakmont. I told Tressa that I love whenever she visits Aunt Inez. It's always some kind of Italian throwback, so that makes me happy, and I love Oakmont. Do you love Oakmont?
I do.
Is that one of your favorite communities?
Yeah, I do. I like, if we could just say it, Hofstoff's up there, the restaurant up there. Hofstoff's.
Oh, I don't know it.
Yeah.
Is our next guest from Oakmont? James
No,
Quinn.
as
Are
a
you from
matter of
Oakmont?
fact.
Oh. Well, that was ruined, so never mind. I guess we need to bring somebody else on.
James, you're a repeat guest, but those who have been following for only a couple of years would not know that you're a repeat guest. So I like to bill you as, I know what your titles are, but you're a person who shows that you can live in Pittsburgh and build a career in acting and writing and all the other stuff that you do, right?
Absolutely, yeah, you're very kind, but thank you. Yeah, there's a lot that we can do right here at home, and that's the great thing. People don't always know that. They think you have to go to L.A. or New York, and that is a big part of it. But our community's been growing leaps and bounds over the last 15 years, and there's just a lot more happening behind the scenes in Pittsburgh where you can really get your feet wet now and cut your teeth.
What I love seeing is on social media, you are not just, like John said, talented as far as being an actor, being a writer, anything like that. You are winning awards for this as well. So give us a little snippet of some things that you have garnered over the years.
Yeah, that's been a fun ride because you don't always know. I mean, you put your work out there and you hope for the best.
Sure.
But it's been just the last couple of years to where we're starting to really get that notice, and like films like SANDMAN and Who Do You Say I Am, and I've been very fortunate to win a lot of awards recently. And you don't know that going in. You're like, is anybody going to like it? Is this going to take off? And so that's kind of a real surreal feeling, and it's very rewarding to find out that people do take a little stake in what you're doing, and they support it. So, and right here in Pittsburgh, they've been really supporting us like crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that I think probably Clinton Clegg, the next guest, will talk about this. I know people ask us about the podcast, is that, how do I make money? How do I make this my career? And we would all say, make it your passion first, and then figure it out from there, right? So for you, it's been you're not an overnight success. Nobody ever really is. They just take notice of you at a certain time. But if you follow the passion and you're doing the right things, money follows, right?
That's 100% true, man. It's just about always going after what you feel in your heart with it. Mm-hmm. Don't give up, because you're going to get a lot of people that are going to show you negativity, and that's in any career path that you choose. Mm-hmm. You have to avoid that and just kind of follow your passion and your heart. And over time, you will start to get rewarded for it. It's just you really have to give it everything you got, and there's going to be a lot of doors closed in your face, and that's okay. That's all part of the process. It's how you take it and how you end up back on your feet and where you go from there. And there's just so much that can be done. I mean, just a lot of people just give up so easily, and it's like we're really growing here in the community, and the support system's getting better, and we have a lot of great agencies here in Pittsburgh now that'll
Is
help
that
you
right?
A lot of places you can take classes and really hone in and tune your craft, and that's been, we didn't maybe always have that at one time, maybe 20, 30 years ago, but now we really do. And the playing field's been leveled over the last few years too, with streaming and social media. So now the independent artists, not just the independent actor, but the independent artists all over are getting noticed where they wouldn't before. We're getting noticed in India and in Canada, and overseas everywhere, Europe, and it's been a lot of fun to really be able to get out there. And then now your films are out there, and your music's out there, on iTunes and then Netflix and things like that. So you really can get yourself open up to a whole new market now that you probably couldn't have 15 or 20 years ago.
Have you watched that change tremendously? Like, at what point did you realize that in your career? Because I know we talked about this even when you were on a few years ago. Right. And I can't believe how much technology has taken us even more. I mean, you sort of declared this, if I remember. We talked about this, how, it was becoming more accessible and people were going to have it at their fingertips more. Did you think it was going to happen that quickly?
No. I mean, I think you could kind of feel it coming. To where society and the entertainment world was looking for something new and something fresh. Obviously we want to be a part of Hollywood and what they do, but they also have a very strict guideline. So as an independent artist, we could kind of see that people were really taking chances out there and to get themselves noted doing something that, might otherwise be frowned upon on a bigger stage. And I could see that like people were starting to take notice of the independent artists, especially overseas. Like in India and like Canada, like we talked about, and when they started taking notice there, then all of a sudden people at home here in the States started to take notice, and you could see that they were really becoming friendly on the streaming platforms.
Sure. What's your encouragement for somebody who is getting into this now? I have a daughter who is 15. And all kidding aside, I come from a musical family, so I know what the expectation is of performing, right? And so I see a lot of good acting traits in her, more than I see her voice. How do you encourage that at a young age?
Well, I mean, I would say definitely having a good support system as the parent. I mean, I think that's a big deal if you're going to start at a young age, and make sure that you got parents that are behind you, a good family support system, willing to take you to the classes and take you to the sets and to keep an eye on you and make sure you're shown the right way. Because there is a lot of, bad things in the business too.
Sure.
You got to look out for, and dangers and things like that. But if you start young and you work on it together and make it like a family project to where this is, hey, the parents are just as involved as the kids
Sure.
are. So now this is about all of us to make
Yeah.
sure that, we get the child where they need to go. And just to teach them how to believe, and don't worry about, falling or somebody closing the door in your face. That's anywhere
Yeah.
in life. It's just part of life. And there's just so many things you can do here in the industry. You know what I mean? You can go into theater
Right.
with CMU and Point Park College right here in Pittsburgh. And there's just a lot of people that can teach you the right way.
Yeah.
So you're passionate about acting and filmmaking and writing, but you're also passionate on Twitter about the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I follow you on it's like having Josh Axelrod on here.
Oh, yeah. About Wicked.
He kind of, talks during the Steeler games, but I see you tweeting during the Steeler games or the Penguin games, and you're passionate about the Penguins. Do you play hockey or just a fan?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
My whole life I've been playing, and this year's been a roller coaster, John. I think my heart stopped a couple times this season, We're just diehard Pens fans, and, I've been playing my whole life. I get out there on occasion still when I can, but not as much as I used to play every week.
Yeah.
But work's good now, and things are picking up.
What are you working on?
Oh, right now we're actually just finishing a pilot here in Pittsburgh called Cornered. It's an action drama series. We actually finished 2 pilots. There's another one called Strange Angels, based off a book by author Ernest Keegan, who's from here in Pittsburgh as well. And we finished that pilot a few months back. So both of these pilots are being shopped to the networks right now, and the streaming networks, and kind of find out, where its place might be. But we got a lot of people keeping an eye on it and supporting it, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, something new to the podcast that you may not be aware of is we ask for gifts. Like, this is how we bring people on. So did you bring us a junk drawer gift?
I did.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, I didn't hand pick it.
Okay.
I went with a different method. I pretty much opened my drawer, closed my eyes, and grabbed the first thing I found.
Oh, my God. Let's hope it's not a pair of underwear or
and
something.
it may or may
we've
not
gotten
be
pregnancy
usable.
tests. We tell this all the time. Yeah. Okay,
And
so
it is?
Oh my God.
It is. In case you mess up while you're writing.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. I have not seen whiteout in 100
I
years.
just invested in a whiteout, company. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, oh
they're
my gosh.
computers, we don't need them anymore. But yeah.
Really?
Right.
That is awesome.
It's
It's probably
whiteout
been a
tape.
couple years since I used it.
Yeah, look at that. There you go. James, we appreciate this. Now, the other thing is our question of the day is, what is your favorite Christmas ornament of all time that's at home? Someone gave one to you.
Notice no one has said the Jagoff parking chair.
My favorite Christmas ornament, I am a diehard Elvis Presley fan,
Okay.
is a Jailhouse Rock Elvis Presley.
Does it dance like the hips or it plays?
It does not. Sadly, it does not. It's just
Okay.
It looks great. It's right out of the '57 movie, and I put it on every year, front and center in the middle. Even other people in the family might try to push it to the side.
I would put it
I always center it back to the center myself.
Where can everybody find you and follow you?
All social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Everything is at Real James Quinn.
Okay, awesome. Did you watch the latest Priscilla movie?
That is on my list here. I got to see it.
Okay, I didn't watch it yet either, but I want to see
There's
it.
a new book out too.
Yeah.
And I want to. So there's a lot I want to see there.
I'm just waiting for the James Quinn book to come out.
There you go. James, always a pleasure. We can't wait so long to have you on the next time. We always enjoy having you. We wish you the best of luck. And like anything, we claim you because you are Pittsburgh through and through. We also claim the Common Heart. They are celebrating quite the milestone. And Clinton Clegg is coming on next as our musician. Stay with us on your Jagoff Late Night. That was great. Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's. PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city, we provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com.
Welcome to People's Clean Hydrogen Pilot Program. Here sits no ordinary container. It's a drop-in unit that transforms natural gas into clean, cost-effective hydrogen that could provide you with affordable, safe, and reliable energy with as few emissions as possible, removing carbon and making a product, not a pollutant. So no, it's no ordinary box. It's a powerful decarbonization tool, and just one of the ways Peoples is innovating the future of energy.
Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's.
We're back with Pittsburgh music royalty. Next to your dad, of course. Yeah. So Clinton Clegg, the Common Heart, saw you in Keys Rock's concert years ago, and find out from bumping into you at a coffee shop, the Common Heart is celebrating 10 years. So congratulations.
Yeah, 10 years. It's crazy. And big shout out to California Coffee, best coffee. And
we literally see you there a lot.
I'm there every day.
What will I say?
That is awesome. Best chocolate milk.
Best chocolate milk. They make it with chocolate syrup and milk every day. I don't drink coffee, but they know what's up with chocolate milk.
Yeah, I get the red eye, and I don't even have to say my order anymore.
Is that right?
I've actually been there when they've done that with you. There you go. Clinton, to me, a milestone is 10 years, right? It seems like just yesterday when your name was out there, but yet it feels like you've always been around. And that's a compliment in the sense that you've always brought this sense of newness. Anytime we've seen you perform at Mr. Small's, at, like John said, and any of the fairs, you're actually going to be in Brighton Heights this weekend. You are so community driven, and you, just like James, you stayed here in Pittsburgh. Why was that important?
I grew up here, and I love Pittsburgh. I love everything about Pittsburgh. I know I'm sitting here in a Detroit hat, but I just want to point out I'm rocking this for Jim Leland because that's how hardcore I am.
Nice.
Okay.
But and I wanted a fresh fit for the show. But I just love everything about Pittsburgh. I grew up in Monongahela, Pennsylvania, and then I went to IUP, and I came here to make my home in Pittsburgh and work for the University of Pittsburgh and my day job. And I just, it's. Pittsburgh stands for everything that I'm about: family, blue collar, hard work. It just means the world to me. And I want to stay here, and I want to build art, music, and more community here.
Yeah. The Common Heart is everybody knows when they're at a show. I think it's really just as common as the Clarks. We know the Common Heart's out there. We're going to go. How has the band transitioned over the last 10 years as far as what you've learned to write together, how you've learned to write together, even as far as James, as far as technology, how it's changed in 10 years, how you produce?
Yeah, it's been a big learning process. When we started out, we really didn't know what we wanted to do outside of just playing music and being in a band. And then we kind of learned how to have a proper show, market the band, go on the road, and there was every day was a learning curve because when we first started out, we really didn't know. It was just kind of a group of us kind of looking around, like knowing what we wanted to do but not how to do it. And then once we got a taste of it and kind of learned the ropes of what it takes, we just implemented that in our day to day and found a way to keep it going, keep it alive, and just have something that we're proud of and also can make a decent living on and just be excited about music.
And so you are celebrating 10 years. There's a big show coming, and our friend Melinda Kalezai and the Night Sky.
Yeah.
They're opening up for you?
They are. Melinda's the best.
What are the details? December 21st.
Yeah, December 21st, we'll be at Mr. Small's Theater in Millvale, celebrating our 10th year. No better spot than Mr. Small's. It's where I came up as an artist. The first venue to give me an opportunity to open up for some bigger national bands and get some exposure. We have so many things around this night. It's kind of wild. Like we're gonna record our set and film it for a full 90-minute movie documentary on the show. We're going to release the album of the recorded music that night. Then also with Melinda opening up, we got to collaborate with her. She runs Women Who Rock, which is an amazing organization, and we're going to have an auction, give away some awesome stuff to raise money for McGee Women's Research Institute. So I like to do this to myself with big shows at home. I like to put charity on,
I know
and
you
get
do.
charity
Yeah.
involved.
Yep.
I like, and I just, all the things start to pile up, but it's great, and it's coming fast.
All right, so you are going to perform for us. We're so excited. Where can everybody find you and follow you?
Check out thecommonheart.com. We're on all the stuff too, Instagram,
All the stuff.
all that stuff.
There you go. All right, we are going to hear for our 4-1 to-dos from Channing at Made in PGH, and then Clinton's going to perform. Stay with us, you Jagoff Late Night.
It's Channing with Made in PGH. I am bringing you a very festive 4-1 to-dos this week. For those who want to have a fun night out with friends and family this holiday season, stay tuned for this full list of Pittsburgh holiday pop-up bars. This is such a fun tradition, and there's so many amazing bars and restaurants that are participating and just turning their establishments into these fun Christmas wonderlands. So first on our list is Santa's Sidebar at Luke and Mike's Front Porch Grill in Aspinwall. They have completely transformed their sidebar into a lit up wonderland, and the cocktails that we've tried are the Cosmopolitan and the Grinch Teeny, and there's also some fun festive shots on their cocktail list as well. They are open Wednesday through Saturday starting at 4 p.m. You can call or text to make reservations, but they are open now through December 23rd. Next up on our list is Blitzen's at the Omni William Penn. And as you all know, the William Penn Hotel is a Pittsburgh historical landmark. So when you're walking in, you're just stepping back in time, and the lobby is just so enchanting and beautiful, especially with their Christmas tree all lit up. And Blitzen's is to the right of the lobby, and there are such creative Christmas cocktails and the funnest atmosphere with lots of photo ops. And they're open Thursday through Saturday, 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. And they are open through January 11th. Next is the Aspen at Spritzery. Let me tell you, they have completely transformed their space into an immersive, cozy mountain lodge ski chalet vibe. It is so fun, and there's lots of photo ops to be had. I'm sure you guys have seen it on Instagram and Facebook lately, but they also have an amazing list of cocktails. My favorite was the Snowflake Martini, and they will be open from now till about March, I believe. So you have some time to check that out. They're open Tuesday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m., Fridays from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m., and then Saturdays from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. So lots of time to check that out with your friends and family. And you can't forget about Rudolph's Rooftop at Siena Mercado. This is the 3rd floor of Siena Mercado, and it is very enchanting. It's kind of like a magical holiday village. And of course, another great list of holiday cocktails like their Drunken Gingerbread Old Fashioned. And they are actually hosting an ugly sweater party on Friday, December 13th at 8 p.m. And they'll be open through January 1st. And last but not least on our list is the Holiday Tavern at PA Market. So if you're out and about in the Strip District shopping for some ingredients for your holiday recipes, or just doing some Christmas shopping in general, end your day at the Holiday Tavern. It is such a cozy atmosphere, opening at 5 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, and they also have an extensive menu so you can grab your dinner and drinks all in one place. But that's all I have for you for this week for the 4-1 to-dos. I hope to see you guys at some of these holiday pop-up bars this season, and wishing you all a very happy holidays from myself and everyone at Made in PGH. Bye.
Hello, everybody. I'm Clinton Clegg from The Common Heart, and this is a brand new song called Old Sun. Hey there, Lord, and I'm already gone. Been working on a letter to you. Lays out my plans that I'm leaving, even though I'm already gone. I'm an old son, I'm an old son, won't rise for no one. I'm an old son, I'm an old son, Lord, won't rise for no one. my T's and I dot my I's. Even put the little rooftops on my A's. They don't teach cursive in school no more. Oh, that's something that she would say. I'm an old son. I'm an old son. I won't rise for no one. I'm an old son. I'm an old son. I won't rise for no one. I've lost my place, and I've got to get back to you. I see your face, and I've got to get back to you. Back to you. I'm an old son. I'm an old son. I won't rise for no one. I'm an old son. I'm an old son. I won't rise for no one. No. Oh, I won't rise for no one. No.
Man, Clinton Clegg.
Amazing
well,
as always.
We appreciate you. Once again, there's a 10th anniversary show coming up in where?
At Mr. Small's Theater in Millvale. That's Saturday, December 21st.
Yeah.
Doors at 7, shows at 8. You can get tickets at theCommonHeart.com.
Listen, you're going to be so tired of your relatives. You want to prep being tired for your relatives, especially go out and have a good time. And we forgot to ask you your junk drawer item. So,
oh yeah,
what are we getting?
Item?
We just want a gift from you after that
Yeah.
song.
So
that wasn't gift enough.
I was very intrigued when I got the email and mentioned the junk drawer segment. So I went straight to my junk drawer. And I looked in it to find the the most oddest or coolest, unique thing, and I found these two little plastic babies.
Are they from a New Orleans cake?
No,
New Year's
not
cake
a king cake.
Okay,
No, not from
okay.
a king cake. They're just a weird thing that my wife puts all over gifts, and I don't know. I don't really have a.
Listen, weirder yet, it's not the first baby we've gotten.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
but this is unique in that it has a little painted mohawk on it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It could have a place in a king cake, though.
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
question. No question.
Clinton Clegg, you will go down as one of my absolute favorites. Thank you so much for joining us. That's another episode of your Jagoff Late Night. Thank you so much to all of our guests. James Quinn, make sure you are following him, as well as the National Aviary. They do great things. Take your kids, enjoy the holidays, and thanks again to Clinton Clegg. Have a great weekend.